to Bourne. I'm Mavis Robinson, your host, and today I'm joined by Phil Burgess. Phil Burgess is a lifetime Bourne resident, and I'm very interested to hear about his experiences growing up in town. Welcome, Phil.
Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Excellent. So, did I lie? Have you lived in Bourne all your life, or?
I was born in Buzzards Bay.
That's Bourne? Yep.
Yep.
Wait, in Buzzards Bay itself?
Well, we went to St. Luke's Hospital.
Okay.
But we were living in Buzzards Bay, and anyone that's familiar with Charlie Wallace's garage in Buzzards Bay,
Yep.
we lived in the house right behind it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right downtown.
And so about 1942, we went to Weymouth.
Yep.
Because my dad came back from Trinidad, and he went to work in the Four River Shipyard.
He was in Trinidad as...
He was down there. They were building airstrips for the government and
Okay,
stuff like that.
okay.
So we were up in Weymouth for about 10 years. Then we came back to Bourne because this is basically, where my parents are from, and
Yeah.
we wanted to be back.
How far back does your family go? Burgess is a
16. Thomas Burgess came to Sandwich in 1638 from Duxbury.
Okay.
So I don't know when he arrived in Duxbury, but about 1638 and so from 1638 till now, we only managed to move about 7 or 8 miles. So we're not
a little bit of progress.
Yeah, we're not a family that moves around a lot.
Right. So was your did you ever live in your ancestral home, or
No.
Where is that?
Yeah, it's Captain Nathaniel Burgess' home is used to be where the Dainties live.
Okay.
On County Road, just if you're going towards Pocasset from Monument Beach, it's just after the cemetery on the right-hand side.
Okay. Yeah.
Back then, when he retired from the sea, he bought a strip of land that went all the way back, and it included Toby Island. And there was no shore road at that time, so
Yeah.
Basically, when land was not a big deal, they just had a lot of land. He
So his
built
house
us
was
up.
on county, but the property went
Went
all the way
back to the water.
Wow. And now, what did he do with the property? Did he farm?
What they did, they did commercial oystering.
Okay.
And Edward, which was would be my great grandfather, he went into the business with Captain Nathaniel Burgess, and they commercially grew oysters and sold them Boston, New York, wherever.
Yeah.
So.
That's it. So that's interesting. I wouldn't think that for some reason I wouldn't think that the oyster farming existed then.
Yeah.
But it's nothing new under the sun. We're doing it today.
Okay.
Probably pretty similar to the way they farmed back then.
Yeah.
Wow. So you left Bourne, came back as a 10-year-old. Did you have people that you knew, friends that you had already met, or were you sort of like brand new to the town?
Basically brand new to the town because, of course, my brothers, when we lived here, my brothers went to elementary school or grade school where the police station is now. Used to be the grade school.
Oh, I didn't realize
Yeah,
that.
so
Okay.
my brothers went there.
Yeah.
And then when we came back, of course, there was the Stoll School
Yep.
and the high school.
And where did you live when you came back?
We came back. What we did is initially we came back and we stayed with my father's sister.
Okay.
In Pocasset.
Okay.
And then they got a place on Old Bridge Road.
I don't know where Old Bridge Road is.
It's if you know where Tiny Jim's restaurant.
Yeah.
Okay. That's Old Bridge Road.
Okay.
So
okay.
we stayed there until about 1956, and then my parents moved into a little bungalow by the town hall
Okay.
on Everett Road.
Yeah.
And basically, I was there until I went into the service.
Okay. All right. So you went to the Stoll School, and then where was the high school at that time? Did you go to Cody?
Cody.
Okay. So
Bourne
Cody
High
was the
School.
high school, and what year did you graduate from
60.
high school? You graduated in 60.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's kind of a really interesting time in our history. I mean, it was a real transition from a more conservative Eisenhower era of the 50s into what became, a real wild decade. What was your experience like?
They talk about, people of my age will say, boy, I remember back in the 50s or the 40s, wow, things were a lot different then. Well, there's really not values have changed, and because times have changed. The computers, iPads, and all this stuff. It's changed things. When I grew up here, we knew everybody.
Yeah, yeah.
First name basis with all the members of the police department.
Mm-hmm.
If you did anything, the police didn't have to chase you because they knew who you were, so they just go see your father.
Right, right.
And it's just different.
Yeah.
And a lot of times the things that we did as kids, you just got a spanking. Now today you end up in court. Things have changed.
Yeah, yeah. So.
And it was, when I think about it, my first job was working at Tiny Jim's washing dishes. Mm-hmm. And I walked to work.
Yeah.
And came home.
Yeah.
And it was 1 o'clock, 12:30 in the morning when I came home.
And you were just a teenager?
Just a teen, 16 years old.
Yeah, yeah.
Times are different.
Right, right.
And we have to adjust with times.
Yeah. So give me a feel for like a teenager, in the late 50s, early 60s. What would a summer day look like for you? Would you be, did you have were you driving around? Did you have your license?
Most of it, to be honest with you, most of us, we can go to our parents and say, I need $5 because I want to go out on a date tonight.
Yeah.
You want $5, you better get a job because you're not going to get it any other way.
Right, right.
And so summers, I worked at Tiny Jim's washing dishes at night, and whatever else. I might do a little bit of prepping work. And then during the day, at that time, a lot of us got jobs with the highway department.
Oh, wow. As kids?
Yeah,
wow.
Because they didn't have sweepers.
Yeah.
So we had brooms, and we swept roads after the winter.
Yep.
Did things like that.
Yep.
So between, working, it was pretty much,
Right.
if you wanted to do anything, you had to make the money to do it.
Right. So once you earned a little pocket money, what are the things that you would do? What kinds of dates would you go on?
Usually we double dated a lot.
Yeah.
Back then.
Yeah.
Double dated. Usually we would go out. Two places you'd go to eat: Tiny Jim's, because they had the best antipasto, the meatball sandwiches, and spaghetti and meat sauce.
And you'd go there even though you worked there. You didn't get sick of it? Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Never got sick of that. And the other place was the Chinese restaurant up in Wareham.
Oh, yeah.
On the right-hand side.
Hong Kong Garden,
No,
maybe?
no. That's way after this one. I can't remember the name. But anyways, on the right. The building is being torn down now.
Okay.
In those days, you could go out on a date, and it cost you like a couple of dollars for a meal.
Yep, yep.
And then a movie was maybe 50 cents.
Right.
And so, for $5,
you had a pretty nice
yeah,
night.
You could have a good evening.
What were you like? What kind of wage were you making as a dishwasher?
90 cents an hour.
Okay, all right.
And that was good money back
Yeah,
then.
yeah. So a day's work gets you a day's worth of entertainment
That's
with
right.
a little left over. That's not too bad.
Yeah. I think back to those times, and I think it wasn't as confusing. It wasn't as we talked with people.
Yeah.
We'd sit around and talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Now today, the kids text.
I know.
They
Although,
don't talk. And is that bad? I don't know.
It's different.
It's
right.
different.
Right.
It isn't
right.
a case of bad.
Right.
I
Well,
used-
we were sort of talking earlier that it is easy to be an older person and just be confused. Like kids these days have a different lifestyle and a different way of communicating and doing anything. And who's to say which one's better?
No, it's true.
Yeah.
I personally, I think the kids a lot better behaved today than probably in my generation.
Yeah.
I mean, we did a lot of crazy things, and I don't think the difference is how we deal with things. I think one of the biggest things that always is I notice a difference is there isn't I don't call it respect or fear. I mean, if an adult spoke to you, you listen to him.
Right. Well, because that adult probably knew your
Oh, yeah.
parents.
And
Yeah.
you knew that how your parents were going to react.
Yeah.
they didn't want to hear your side of the story. And
Yeah.
today it's a little bit different.
So you said you guys would get into some wild times. Like, just tell us one good story, or what good wild teenage story. The statute of limitations is way past. So,
Yeah.
what's a good example of ways that kids might have gotten in trouble in your day?
God, it's just
It's that bad?
tell you what.
Yeah.
Because this doesn't happen here in Bourne. Used to cut through a man's yard. It was easy versus going all the way around, so we used to cut through it. So one day he caught one of us going through his yard, and he grabbed, shook him up, and give him a kick in the butt and told him, "You don't cut through my yard anymore." So we just didn't think that was over the hill. That was.
Yeah.
So what we did is he was a call fireman. So we tied his car to his front porch.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the next
And
call.
the rest is history.
Wow.
Today,
Yep.
I'd probably brain my kids if they did.
Right.
So times were different then.
Yep. And you're right that it does seem like the consequences, you mentioned earlier, kids would go to jail
Yeah.
these days for some of the hijinks that they got up to in the past.
And the thing is, when you're a kid, you do things that you don't think of the consequences.
Right.
And today the consequences are very serious. My generation, they weren't.
Do you still are you still in touch with kids that you went to high school with? Have you?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, so kids that I was very friendly with in high school, we still stay in touch today.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that, even my wife, she says two girls that she went through grade school and high school. And they're very close to them.
And did she grow up in Bourne as well?
Yeah.
All right. Did you know each other growing up here?
Yeah, in fact, we went to high school. We went through grade school and high school together. She dated a friend of mine,
Yeah.
and we double dated in high school.
Oh, nice. Wow.
So-
So how did you get back in touch with her?
Came home on leave, and I tried to contact the fellow she was going with because we were good friends in
Yeah.
high school. And I talked to his mother. She says he's not here, and I said, "Do you know where he's at?" She says, "No, I don't." And I said, "Well, I know where he's at." So I called her,
Yeah.
and next thing you know,
Did you find your friend, or
oh,
lucky for you?
yeah. So we started dating. I went overseas. While I was overseas, we wrote.
Yes, you said you were on leave, so you went to the military straight out of high school?
Yeah,
Okay, and what branch of the military?
Air Force.
And so that brings a lot of travel. Where did that bring you?
I went to Lackland for basic training. From Lackland, I went to Chanute Air Force Base in Illinois for tech training. And then from there, I went to Keflavik, Iceland,
Oh, wow.
the naval station. And
Oh, wow. How long were you in Iceland?
a year.
Okay, yeah, that's a pretty unique place.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked
have
it.
you been back since
No.
since your
I
time
had
there?
a chance to go back, but I opted not to.
Yeah.
I had a chance to go back. It was nice. It was very interesting
Yeah.
because it was, it's a different culture.
Right.
So then I was supposed to be going to from there to Tachikawa, Japan, and then next thing I know, I got word that I wasn't going to Tachikawa, Japan. I was going to what they call the armpit of the Air Force.
The armpit of the Air Force?
Yeah, and I says, "Where's that?" And he says, "Otis Air Force Base." I says, "Oh, you got to be kidding me." He says, "Are you familiar with it?" I said, "Yeah, I was born and raised in Buzzards Bay." And he said, "Oh, you like it?" I said, "I joined the Air Force to see."
Right.
But
To
it
get
worked out
yeah.
good. Worked out good.
Yeah, that was
Came
so
back.
it really was just chance that you
Yeah.
were assigned to Otis?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't volunteer for it.
Right. And so is that what kind of brought you back to Bourne for the final time? Yeah.
Well, we got back here first. I didn't want to be here, but then wife and I got married. We bought land over in Katomet, built a house, and we settled in. And the Air Force says, "Well, you look like you're happy. We're going to ship you out."
Oh, right, yeah.
So we managed to live in the house for a week before we were shipped out.
Oh, no.
So
Where'd you go?
went to Griffiths Air Force Base, upstate New York, Rome,
Okay.
New York,
Just you or the whole family?
the whole family.
Okay, yeah.
And I told Catherine when we came up for enlistment, I said, well, we need to discuss what we're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I re-up, we're going to stay for 20.
Yeah,
And I knew she wanted to come back home.
yeah, yeah.
But she said, what's up to you? So we kind of made the decision. We came back here, and rest is history.
Any regrets?
None.
No?
None at all. No. Yeah. It's the military is easy on the guys. It's
Yeah,
tough
yeah.
on the spouse.
Yep, yep.
Because and even now in the Guard, you do a lot of TDYs in the Guard today.
What does TDY mean?
Temporary duty change.
Okay.
So I went, 7 years, I was down in Panama.
Oh, wow.
So she's home raising 4 kids.
Right,
and
right.
all the problems that go with raising kids. So
Yeah.
it's tough.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
tough.
Wow.
So after about 33, 35 years,
You said that's about
retired.
it. Yep, yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
now I can just stay at home and do whatever I want.
And so did you always know, did you know when you left Bourne that you would someday come back, or did it just, I mean,
I never really thought about it.
yeah, yeah.
There's many places I went to, that I liked,
Yeah,
but I'm glad we did what we did.
yeah.
We
yeah.
got to see different parts of the country, and we got to settle down where we wanted to settle down.
Yeah, and you've seen the town go through a lot of changes.
A lot of changes.
What's your favorite spot in town now? Where do you like to hang out?
I like where we're at right now. I really like that. I grew up in Buzzards Bay. Buzzards Bay was really nice for kids because there's a lot of kids over there.
Yeah,
You had the community building. As growing up as a youngster growing up, Buzzards Bay is a nice place to be.
yeah,
But
yeah.
now at my age, Katama's a nice
You like
place.
it, Katama,
It's quiet.
yeah.
It's quiet.
Well, and it's fun that it almost seems a little bit like, where the Cape Bourne is somewhat rural, but you had a little taste of an urban experience, being able to actually walk to a job, and
Yes.
and
Yes.
having those.
And that's a big thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And you didn't need a car.
Right, right.
Because worked at Tiny Jim's, worked at the highway department, and was an usher at the Buzzards Bay Theater.
Yeah, yeah.
So you could walk to all of them.
Right.
So
Now, when you came back into town, were your parents still living here?
Yes.
Okay.
They-
And did they live here all their lives?
yes,
Yeah.
except for that short tenure up in
Oh, right, in Weymouth.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
Both of them were born and raised here.
Oh, wow, wow.
It's a funny thing. My mother's a Perry,
Okay. What's her name?
Gladys,
Gladys. Okay.
but not. Everyone gets confused because she was Gladys Burgess, but there's also a Gladys Burgess in Bourne,
Okay. Okay.
and that's Blanche Burgess's mother.
Yes.
So-
Okay.
And they go.
So people must get your families
yeah.
entwined all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
It's like they always say, you got to be careful when you're talking about Cape Codders.
Right. Right.
There's a
'Cause-
lot of inbreeding, and so you could be talking about someone's relative.
Yeah. Yeah. So now your mother. I mean, did she? How long did she live in town? Was she born here?
She was born here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
In fact, they lived where the fire station is now. I mean, not the fire, the police station in Buzzards Bay.
Yeah.
Okay, it used to be the grammar school there. Well,
Yep.
my mother lived in the house in back of that
Oh,
as
wow.
a child.
Wow.
So
And did I read somewhere that she was honored with a special for living long, or
that's Blanche's mother.
that's Blanche's mother? Okay, okay. So there's an example of getting those two entwined.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, yeah,
So,
yeah.
yes, history it's interesting. Because I look at as we get older. My youngest daughter, she's always been interested in the family history.
Yeah.
And I have too. And my aunt, when she passed away, she gave me a lot of the records from the family, because I probably was the only one that was really interested in
Yeah.
the history of the family.
Yeah.
And so you find that you family history is interesting.
It is. I've only recently become interested, now that I work for the Bourne Historical Society, and there's a treasure trove of old family records there, and it was something that when I was younger, you know, it just seemed like, well, who really cares? But now, like, you know, searching back and realizing that those were all individuals living full lives, and it really is fascinating.
I think hindsight, I wish I'd have talked more with my parents.
Really, yeah.
And
yeah.
about their childhood and about my grandfather.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard about him from people that worked for him and stuff like that, but...
What's your grandfather's name?
Arthur.
Okay.
Arthur
okay.
Clifton Burgess.
Yeah.
And he was in construction
okay.
in the town of Bourne.
Can you give me a story? Tell me a story about your grandfather.
He was a hard man to work for. I talked with Hoot Sanford one day about him. He said he was a really, really tough guy to work for.
Yeah.
Very demanding.
Yeah.
And I think I found out more about Captain Nathaniel Burgess than I did about Edward, which would be in the chain. It would be Captain Nathaniel Burgess, Edward Burgess, then Arthur C. Burgess, then my father. That would be the chain. And I found what was interesting about Captain Nathaniel Burgess is the fact that he had a choice as a young man growing up, that he could be a farmer or he could go to sea. And he opted going to sea. And I'm thinking to myself, if you have any understanding of what it was like to go to sea during that time frame, I can't imagine.
The fact that being a farmer was worse.
Right. Because if I had, my choice would have been be a farmer, not go to sea.
Right.
But at 15 years old, he went to sea.
15.
25. He was 25 years old when he became a full captain.
Wow. Wow.
And in those days, the wife was more common to go to sea with her husband than she was to drive, go 50 miles by land.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Did your grandmother go to sea with?
Yep.
Wow. Oh, wow.
And
how long would they be gone for?
18 months, 2 years. But they would go into port. Most of the sailing was off the coast of South America. Yeah. And they went into Peru a lot, and Chile. Yeah. And Edward Burgess, who was born, I think it was 1852, I think it was, he died, and because he wasn't baptized before his death, he couldn't be buried in the cemetery in Peru. So what they did is they put him in a keg of rum and brought him back here. Wow. And he's buried in the Monument Cemetery.
Oh my gosh. Just a baby?
Just a baby.
Wow.
But a lot of the kids were born in South America.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I'm thinking to myself, I can't believe, because, you know, just the wooden ships and the kind of the weather that they were out and whaling, and I'm saying to myself, I can't imagine that you would choose doing this versus being a farmer. Right,
right. Although maybe, I mean, it was probably a more lucrative choice at the time.
Well, financially, it was.
Yeah, sort of a shorter period of very, very difficult work. Yeah.
But not. In fact, I laugh whenever people come visit and they say, "Where's your boat from?" I said, "I don't have a boat." How come? I said, "Because I don't like the water." Right. You got to be kidding. You live.
You don't like the water.
No.
Never liked it?
Yeah, as a kid, I liked it. You know, swimming and stuff. But going out in boats, no, doesn't.
Really?
But then going in planes don't impress me, and I served 30 years plus in the Air Force.
Well, you know, I have to say, there's a real parallel for me in hearing about the story of Captain Nathaniel, and you know, that was like the one choice. There was no Air Force back there, and I feel like you made a similar choice. You know, going into the Air Force, being forced to travel, you know, you talked about how Panama, you spent years in Panama while Kathy was home raising the children, and in an interesting way, there's a real parallel life there to your great-great-grandfather.
In fact, you know, when I look at pictures of him, I say, gee, I see a similarity there.
Yeah.
He's almost as ugly as me.
So is there anything that you would have done differently, you know, set the Wayback Machine and make a different choice in life?
It's funny. When I graduated from high school, I was going to go to Swain School of Design. Okay. I was accepted. I went up there and had a tour in New Bedford. And I went through there because people said I had talent, and I went through there and I was looking at. I said, I don't have any talent.
Well, what was your talent? What was it?
Art,
Okay.
drawing.
Okay.
And I looked at what they were doing. I said, I don't have any talent.
Yeah.
There's no way. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Because in that field, you have to be really good to
Right.
make it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So I said, nah. So I came back home and I said, what am I going to do?
Mm-hmm.
I saw the Air Force recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
Join the Air Force.
Mm-hmm. So what happened to that little seed of talent that almost had you go to an art school? Are you doing anything with that? No?
No, in fact, it's like someone that's good at photography.
Mm-hmm.
My cousin was very good at photography, and I told him, I said, why don't you, Peter, why don't you do this professionally? He says, then it's not fun.
Right, right.
And that's the difference. There's a difference between a hobby and a profession.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
And so, to me, I think I did the right thing. Looking back, if I had it to do all over again, I'd do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah. Although nothing stops you from going to get some canvases today and some.
If I wanted to,
Yeah.
you could do
yeah,
that.
Yeah, yeah.
I do. I get pleasure when I see someone because they talk about art. Well, art is in the beholder your eye.
Right.
You look at it and you like this.
Right, right.
Someone else look at it and say, "You kidding me?
Right.
This guy's on drugs."
Yeah, yeah.
But it isn't. And I was talking with a friend of mine one day, and he said about art. He says, as far as he's concerned, money has nothing to do with art. It's what you like.
Mm-hmm.
If you see something you really like, you don't really care what it is.
Right, right.
When we were out in Arizona, we went to I said to my wife, I said, now, this is talent.
Yeah.
This is beautiful what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really
Well, it's
beautiful.
and the landscape out there is so
Really,
inspiring.
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Really beautiful.
Yeah.
But then I say, to me, it would the dollar figure on what they're asking has nothing to do with it.
Right.
If you see something you really like,
Yeah.
it may be only $15, but if you really like it,
That's Then yeah.
it's like a bottle of wine.
Oh, I know. I
If,
can't tell.
if it's $40 and it doesn't taste good,
Right.
what
right,
good is it?
right.
If it's $3 and it tastes good,
Then it's yeah.
same thing. So,
Well, is there anything else that you wanted to tell us about the history of Bourne or your own personal history? A little pearl of wisdom for our audience before we say goodbye. Oh, Captain, you had a question? Captain, actually, this is Captain, my co-host, and oftentimes if I haven't asked the right questions by the end, he jumps right in. And he did want to know, did you ever have a special pet in your life? And what do you think of the dogs of Bourne?
the funny thing about it, I was a dog person.
Yeah.
My wife is a cat person, and guess what? She wins.
Well, they do say that's a happy wife, happy life. So that's
Well, the dog. The thing about dog, they have to run. They have to.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, you didn't have to have a leash on them.
right, right.
Now today, they gotta be.
Yep, there's a lot of rules.
Yeah, there's a lot of rules
Yeah.
on it, and it's just to me, dog needs to run.
Yeah, yeah.
It needs to run loose.
Yep, he certainly does.
How old is?
Well, he's 5 years old. He's 5
oh,
years
he's-
old. But Phil, I just want to say thank you so much for being here today and for sharing your stories. And,
Been a pleasure.
And I really enjoyed talking to you. And I just want to thank our audience for joining us today as we took a little glimpse through this window to the past and present of Bourne. Thanks for being here.